everyone, my name is Jocelyn. The topic of my final research paper is chronic asthma in children. The reason why I chose this topic was because asthma is very common and it is often not taken as seriously as other health conditions. However, it is important to know more about it and understand how it affects children throughout their lives. The first perspective is scientific, where information was focused on how asthma affects the body and what triggers attacks. Common symptoms include chest tightness, rapid breathing due to difficulty breathing, coughing, and wheezing. Symptoms do vary from person to person depending on severity. Asthma can last minutes, hours, or days and can sometimes lead to hospitalization. Common triggers include pollen, dust mites, mold spores, cold air, exercise, strong emotions, tobacco smoke, and air pollutants. Uh, Children that are at risk of developing asthma are those that have a parent that have asthma because it is passed down. Exposure to secondhand smoke, exhaust fumes or pollution, and chemicals used in manufacturing. From a statistical perspective, I found through the research that pediatric asthma has increased over the last 20 years. 1 in 10 children had asthma, and 58% of diagnosed children have experienced asthma attacks. 59% of asthmatic children have missed school because of asthma. There was also a socioeconomic and racial disparity found. Children of lower socioeconomic statuses were more likely to be exposed to asthma triggers such as pollution, and are more exposed to environmental risk factors such as chemicals. Children of lower socioeconomic statuses are more likely to not have health insurance than compared to children of higher socioeconomic statuses. 1 in 6 African American children had asthma. Statistics show higher rates of asthma among African American and Puerto Rican children. When researching for cultural perspectives of asthma, I found that culture influences patient adherence because of different norms, morals, and values. One study showed that Moroccan and Turkish mothers did not follow treatment plans for asthmatic children for multiple reasons. The main reason was because they believed that the medication was only needed when the child was experiencing an asthma attack. They were not experiencing an asthma attack. They believed that they didn't have asthma during that time and medication was not needed. So they thought, why am I going to give my child medication that they don't need? It's just unnecessary. Another reason was because it was rude for them to ask their guests not to smoke inside the house, and even though they knew that tobacco smoke was a trigger to their children, it was just against their cultural beliefs. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't ask their guests to not smoke in the house. Similar to Moroccan and Turkish mothers, Mexican mothers also believed that asthma was episodic rather than a lifelong illness. Medication was not consistently given to their children because they believed that it could cause an addiction or result in needing stronger medication in the future. They also believed that the reason why their child had asthma was because their immune system was weak and that one day it'll grow stronger and asthma will fade. Another article researched the Hawaiian culture. A lot of parents reported that they relied on traditional home remedies to ease their child's asthma symptoms rather than receiving medical attention and using medication. One common remedy was to take their child to the beach because the healing properties included the sun, the sea breeze, waves, and salty water, and it helped release the excess mucus that asthma caused. Other home remedies included warm water with salt, drinking aloe vera tea, eating honey, inhaling scents, and vapors of eucalyptus tea. The last perspective was ethical, and I decided to focus on healthcare access because healthcare access affects patient adherence due to inequality and injustice. Pediatric asthma is most common among families of lower socioeconomic statuses, Ironically, the same group of people are more likely to be uninsured and of color. Families of low socioeconomic statuses that were uninsured or unaware of what their insurance covers were at a higher disadvantage due to not having strong relationships with their healthcare workers, which also led to being less knowledgeable of asthma and how it affects their children. And their children also had less checkups in a year. Families that received health insurance through the government reported low quality care. However, therefore lower usage. Even families with insurance reported that medication costs were still not at their reach. Possible solutions are equal access to quality care, educating families, all families, about asthma, and cultural diversity in healthcare is definitely needed, of course. Thank you.